Hello, everyone. Um, I don't have a script for this. I'm kind of winging it. But I felt that you folks needed an explanation as to what has gone down and why, in spite of my blue sky handle, my governor campaign never really took off. And to answer that question, so ultimately I decided to leave the uh, the campaign, not because I wanted to. Um, the fact is, after additional comments have been made um, since my announcement video, I should clarify that my announcement video, which was filmed in December, I think. So it's been a little while. But I think it was within the month of my making that uh, candidacy announcement video, uh, Deb Haaland, former Secretary of the Interior, who is also running who is running, I shouldn't say also because I'm not. Uh, Deb Haaland is running for New Mexico governor, and she made the comments that I was waiting for somebody to make of we need somebody in the governorship to protect New Mexico citizens. Well, not even citizens, New Mexico residents. Let me take a step back. I believe the word she used was citizens, but that is still a step forward. Nobody to that point, besides myself, had made that statement, and I am okay with her in general. Her policies seem to be okay. I'm not, obviously, I'm not going to agree with everybody 100%. That's impossible. But, um, so let me take a step back because, like I said, I didn't have a script for this. I didn't want to prepare a script, and the fact is, these last 2 months for me have been exceedingly busy. Um, for partly for the reason that I'm trying to get to. So ultimately, the reason my candidacy fizzled out is that on March 26th, which was, I believe, the Thursday before, maybe the Tuesday before, maybe the Tuesday after, somewhere within the week of the Secretary of State's office likely required to put out candidacy petition forms and such for independent candidates. And those documents, that all of that paperwork was due the day of the primaries, which obviously has passed. But the fact is that that Tuesday, because it was March 26th. Let me take another step back for a moment because I need to explain a little bit. So, what I do here, and I'm looking around because it sounds like it might start raining again soon. It just rained, if you couldn't tell. Um, my day job, quote unquote, I can't do quotes because I'm holding the camera, um, it's a night job. I work at an observatory in southern New Mexico. Um, it is a privately owned and operated observatory, and at this time, um, it's complicated, but I'm effectively running the place, and part of that is that there were 3 of us who were basically running this place, and uh, One was daytime staff, and the other two were myself and a man named Eugene Malakoff. Eugene was a good friend of mine. And on March 26th, on his way here, actually, he lived in Albuquerque, and on his way down here to start the work week, he was involved in an auto accident outside of Tularosa and died in the hospital as a result. And in that moment, I had made my decision that I would not, when I heard the news, because the fact is I didn't know. I had not been told until several days later. Not that nobody cared. Obviously, people cared. People were, his family was devastated, but the fact is, they were devastated. They were hurt, and so it took them a little bit to be able to let anybody else know what had happened. And so when I found out, I mean, sorry, I'm hesitating because it sounds shitty when I say it in my head, and because the fact is, obviously this wasn't the first thought that went through my head. There were a lot of emotions that day and for the following month and the month after that and the month after that. And now here we are. And the fact is, within the first 24 hours of my hearing about it, I had made that decision to completely cancel my campaign. I wanted to make an announcement video like this to be able to announce it officially, because I announced my quote-unquote candidacy officially via video. So I felt it was only right. But the fact is, I've had a hard time doing it, and I apologize for that. The fact is, I don't think very many people knew about my campaign. There are, maybe 200 people who follow me on Blue Sky. I think last I checked, which hasn't been, it's been a little while, but last I checked, that announcement video had maybe 10 views. Excuse me. So, and I'm sorry the camera's shaking, I am holding it. But the fact is, I've been getting more people local who are interested in politics, who are interested in the sorts of things that I say about politics, which I appreciate. And the fact is, fully, there's a reason I wanted to run, right? And that may happen again. I don't know. It kind of depends on circumstances, obviously. And so I did not feel that it was fair to continue to have, for example, on my Blue Sky, not my handle, but my, title, for NM governor, when that's not true, and it won't be true this year. And I wanted to make some sort of an official video announcement about it, like I said, before I removed that from my, whatever you want to call it. It's not, like I said, it's not the handle, it's the title, or whatever. But, like I said, I didn't have a script prepared. So I'm kind of winging it. And the fact is, I didn't want to write a script for this because I didn't want it to feel rehearsed. I didn't want it to feel I wanted it to feel human. And the fact is, Eugene Malakov was, as I said before, a very good friend of mine. And ironically, he was a Russian immigrant. He was an American citizen, but he had been born in actually the Soviet Union. And so for me, he was just a very good friend. And ultimately also kind of a business partner. And so with his loss, I did not feel that it was fair to this business that we were running together, nor was it fair to the citizens of New Mexico, the residents of New Mexico, to split my attention like that between the two. While Eugene was alive, my hope was that I would be able to use this campaign to at least bring some attention to the needs of New Mexican residents. Sorry, there's a gnat. Because I mean, the fact is, I knew I wasn't going to win. I was going to be an independent candidate, and there's no chance of that. But the idea was to bring attention to what's going on with people living in this country at this time. And with Eugene's loss, like I said, I did not feel that it was fair to either this business that we were running together, building together, or to the residents of New Mexico to split my attention like that. So, but it's also not fair to you, the viewer, or whoever might have been, whoever might have seen my title and thought that I was, in fact, running for New Mexico governor. Because, like I said, 6 months ago, that was the plan. There was no doubt in my mind I was going to go. The second the Secretary of State put those forms up, I was going to start this huge campaign, and it was going to be a big deal, and then that. And so, but the fact is, it's not fair to string you along like that. I fully intend, by the way, I fully intend to continue to advocate for residents of this state, frankly, residents of this country, because there is far too much aggression against the residents of this country by those in power right this minute. In fact, right now, here we are 14 minutes into this video. Sorry, like I said, I'm not scripted, so I'm kind of rambling at this point, but right now, well, probably not right now because it's like 8 o'clock Mountain Time. So it's probably, 10 o'clock on the East Coast. So there's probably not anything going on the National Mall right now, but there is the whole great 250th birthday bash that the current federal government is trying to orchestrate that looks just grand, there have been comparisons drawn to it with DashCon, and I feel like that's a little unfair because at least DashCon was planned. So, just throwing that out there. But the fact is, we're celebrating the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence in our nation's capital right now. And there are people who have come to this country with the intent of just having that freedom, just having what we have. They're not trying to take it from you. They can't take it from you because you're an American citizen. But they came here for the same reason your ancestors came here. And yes, your ancestors almost certainly did come here. I should clarify. Obviously, African American individuals, I speak for my own complexion. White folk, your ancestors came here. No two ways about it. And these people are coming here for the same reason. And we're turning them away because we don't have enough freedom to hand out. What? I know that's not the phrasing that they use, but that's what it boils down to. Oh, well, we don't have enough money. We don't have enough resources. Like, we have enough money to throw a national birthday party in the nation's capital that nobody is attending. But we don't have the money to have these people here. And what the hell does our money have to do with that anyway? As a nation, they're coming here. They want to pay taxes. They want to be contributing members of our society. Like, are you insane? But anyway, like I said, I do wish to continue to advocate as verbally, as loudly as I can for the residents of these United States. And I wanted to do that in particular with New Mexico because obviously I live here, but also because we're on the border. And even if we weren't on the border, New Mexico used to be part of the country of Mexico. I mean, there's some history there behind the names. It's not likely what you're thinking it is. But the fact is, New Mexico was part of Mexico before it was part of the United States. And so there's a lot of Hispanic individuals in this country, in this state, in this country as well, who were born here, whose families have been born here since the 1600s. Anyway, and the fact is, their family lineage having been here for that long doesn't invalidate the ones who are coming over here tonight. They're all people. They're all human beings, just like you or I. And they deserve the same rights that we have. And in fact, are guaranteed the same rights that we have. There have been many Supreme Court cases about this very thing. And those Supreme Court cases, which, yes, the current Supreme Court could very well overturn if enough cases were to come forward. But the fact is, there is significant precedent. And I'm not talking like, oh, this was done in the 1990s. This was done in the 1890s, 1880s, 1870s. This was done as these Western states were becoming states. Because wouldn't you know it, a lot of the labor for a lot of the stuff on the West Coast was done by undocumented Chinese immigrants. And a lot of the stuff that was going on at that time in the Supreme Court had to do with that. But anyway, I've already rambled on for 20 minutes, all to say sorry that I'm not running for governor this year. But I do intend to, somebody's dropping by. Oh, it's FedEx. Hey, look at that. I do intend to continue to advocate as much as I can, as loudly as I can. And I hope that through that advocacy that we can help protect everyone in this country together. Thank you for your time, for listening to this long-winded talk, but hopefully now you understand why I felt it was necessary for me to, produce a video for it. In any event, hope to see, well, I guess I'm not seeing any of you right now anyway, but I hope that we can continue to work towards this end together. Thank you.